Hey everyone, it's Bethany, and in this video we are going to unbox the Cricut EasyPress 2 together. So as promised, we are going to go through it together. I did go ahead and invest in the 12 by 10, so this is the largest of the presses so far, and I thought this was a good idea because I have fallen in love with infusible ink, and sometimes I want to do larger projects, and with infusible ink you can only press one time, so I wanted to make sure that I had a plate big enough to fit my entire project. So one of the reasons I really love the EasyPress, I already have the medium size EasyPress, but the reason I decided to invest in the EasyPress in the first place was because it honestly makes everything so much easier. Even on the box it says no guesswork, and honestly that is the truest statement. When I first started with iron-on and HTV, I was using a household iron and it was so frustrating. It was hard. I didn't know what temperatures to use, and I was so afraid that I was going to ruin my project, and quite honestly I did. So very quickly after I started using HTV, I invested in the first of my EasyPress. This is still an EasyPress 2, but this is the first one that my husband got for me for Christmas, and now it's time to upgrade to an even bigger one. So I'm still going to use this cute little guy, but there are projects that are going to call for a little bit larger of a press, and I'm excited to have this one. So I did get the blue one. I can't remember if it tells me the exact color on this. It should say somewhere, but I thought I would invest in a different color because I thought it would be fun to have all of my EasyPresses be a different color. So I'm really hoping to get the 6x7 soon in the blush or the pink, so we'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like, and then we're going to do our first project together. Okay, so this is what you're going to see when you open the box, and these are the things you're going to find inside. So you have your base, so this is where your EasyPress 2 is going to stay and sit. So you can kind of think of this as its little cradle. This is where its little home is going to be. And then you are going to have a little welcome pamphlet, and then you're going to have a little iron-on project that's already cut and weeded for you, and then you're going to have the actual device. So let's go ahead and open it because I'm really anxious to see the color. And they have it nice, or wrapped so nicely in this little bag, which is so awesome. And this bag is actually going to serve as the base for the project. So this is what we are going to be ironing our little Cricut guy on. So we're going to go ahead and slide this out, and pretty. Oh my goodness, I love the color. That's really, really fun. And I love that it's different than my my medium size EasyPress 2 as well. So that will be really nice. Okay, so I'm going to just set this aside, and then we will open up. There's a nice plastic shrink wrap around it, so we'll go ahead and open that up. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly poke this with my scissors here and get this all opened. Okay, and then they do have a little sticker here that is just a warning. It says the Cricut EasyPress operates at high temperatures and can cause burns or other injuries, so use with extreme caution. So it's just making sure you know that this does get very hot. So you can keep that on there if you'd like. I always take them off. I know the warning's on there, but I like to have it off. So I'm going to go ahead and take mine off. And now what we're going to do is we're going to open up this little pamphlet. So we'll see what's inside of here, and so we'll get started with our first project. So inside it has a little card that will let you register your product. It has a little code down here that will help you do so. And then it has a little pamphlet that's all about the EasyPress 2. So it will be really fun for you just to kind of browse through it. It will give you some information about the controls, and we'll go through those as well over here. And then, let's see, what else does it have in here? Kind of walks you through a project, it looks like, and a little bit of inspiration, which is really nice for anybody. Okay, so that's a nice little handy book. And then right here, this is our little quick start guide. So this is going to walk us through our project. So it's really, really awesome that Cricut, they do this with their machines too. They have a little first project for you to kind of get your feet wet, because sometimes it can be really intimidating to try a new product, but I love that they start you off with a project. That way you can already right out of the box get it turned on, get that intimidation factor out of the way, and just start. So we're going to walk through this together. So now, oh, the only other thing is just your safety and your warranty information. So we can go ahead and set the rest of this aside, and we will start by getting our EasyPress turned on. So we're going to go ahead and get it plugged in, and we're going to do our practice project together. So we're also gonna use our heat mat. And I did just get this in the mail. So I did get the new 14 by 14 mat. It's the cute little polka dot one. It's so pretty. So I'll go ahead and open this up and we'll use this today to do our little first project. Okay, so I have it all plugged in, and then the first thing we're going to do is we are going to get all of the temperature and timer settings set for our first project. So what we're going to do is we're just going to follow that sheet that came with it. We are going to push the on button and turn the machine on, and then we are going to set the temperature to 290 degrees. So how you do that is you're just going to click this temperature button, and if it's not already on 290, you'll just put it up or down with the plus and minus button. So we're going to go up to 290. And then for the timer button, what we'll do is it wants it to be on 30 seconds, so it already is. But if it wasn't, you would just click the timer button, and then you could either decrease the time or increase the time with the plus and minus buttons. So that's really, really helpful. So now this little Cricut button right here is red. It will go ahead and turn green, and it gives the most adorable chime ever. I love the EasyPress 2 chimes so much. So when it's ready and it's preheated to the desired temperature that you set, it will give you a cute little chime letting you know that it is all ready. So I'm loving it already. I've already used an EasyPress 2 before, so all of this is very familiar, but this color is brand new to me and I'm really, really liking it. If you guys have an EasyPress 2, let me know what color you have, or if it's on your wish list, let me know what color you really, really like. The pink looks really pretty too. I think I'm going to save that for the little 6x7 though, so we'll see. Okay, so this is going to go ahead and heat up, and so what we're going to do is we are going to remove my little mat. I like to not have anything under my press when I am pressing, so I'm going to go ahead and move that, and then we'll go ahead and get our mat and our little canvas bag all set up so it's all ready to go to press. Okay, so I have my mat all ready and it's set out. Again, I have the newer mat, or the larger mat, and see the little chime that it did? It's so cute. So I have this larger mat. It's the 14 by 14 little polka dot one. It's so pretty. I love it. So it's all preheated. We heard with that cute little chime, and then the little green Cricut guy turned green. So we are all set to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to lay out our little sack here. So we're going to get this on our mat and just get it all flattened out. Okay, and it says to make sure you're on a firm surface, so we're all good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to preheat this base material. So we are going to take our press and we are just going to run it over and just make sure that we not only get the material all nice and straight, but we're going to remove any moisture, any wrinkles that are in there. And they say in the directions that this is a very, very, very important step, so never ever skip it. So just know this is part of the process. I find this to be a very therapeutic part of the process because wrinkles just drive my eye crazy, so I love this part. Okay, so that is just perfect. It says to do it for about 5 seconds, and so we have it all laid down and perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my little instructions. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to put our little iron-on piece right on here. Looks good. And you can place, if you want to get creative, you can put it wherever you want. Remember, this is your project. I'm going to put it right in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little measuring tape because I am way too detail-oriented for my own good. And I want to make sure it's perfect. So I'm just going to make sure that's about 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. Perfect. And let's see here. This is at about 3 1/4, and this is about 3 1/2. So that could come down just a tad. Okay, so that looks good. All right, now what we're going to do is, let's see, double check one more time. Did I move that the wrong way? I don't think I did, but it might have. Now it needs to go up again. Okay. Take your time too when you're positioning your projects, because once you iron it on, it is on. So you want to make sure that you allow yourself the indecisiveness and over measuring, if you will. Okay, so now I have it where I want it, and what we're going to do now is we are going to make sure that it's the shiny side up. So you'll see that there is one side that is duller than the other. So this dull side is going to go face down. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's really easy to see in person. So the shiny side is going to go face up, the dull side will go face down. And why that's shiny is the iron-on has a built-in carrier sheet, so the shiny part is the carrier sheet. So that is what needs to go face up. Okay, I feel like I keep fiddling with that, but let's just leave it right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and position our press right over top of it. So I'm going to position it just like this. And then we are going to click the Cricut button, and that is going to start our timer. So we're going to go ahead and just press down a little bit. It says to apply gentle pressure, and you're just going to wait for it to beep. So the best thing about the EasyPress 2 is I love that it has the timer feature, because sometimes I get to chit-chatting or thinking about other things, and then I'm not really counting. So I'm so glad that it just takes over that job for me and does all the counting. Okay, so that little chime says it is done. So we're going to just go ahead and remove that and put it back in our little cradle base. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. And again, I'm just going off of the instructions. So remember, when you get yours, you will have a whole sheet of instructions to walk you right through it. Okay, and then I'm going to press again for 15 seconds. So I'm going to press the little Cricut button, and this time I didn't set my timer down to 15. You can if you'd like. You could go and click the timer and then go that down to 15, but I just watch it, and once it gets to 15 seconds, which is half of the 30 that it was set, then I can just pull it off. Okay, just like that. Okay. And in a second, I'll show you guys the difference between the medium and the large. That way you guys can see. Sometimes that's helpful. I was a little surprised when I saw it the first time. I always thought that my medium press was so big because I had the medium and then the EasyPress Mini, but now it looks so small. It's kind of like, this is so funny, but it's kind of like when you have a baby and you're a second-time mama, and your first is just so tiny all the time, but then you bring your second home from the hospital, and your first all of a sudden looks so humongous. That's what happened when we brought our second home from the hospital. Just like all of a sudden your other baby just looks so big. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are just going to go ahead and make sure we wait until the iron-on feels warm to touch, and then we're going to just test a little corner to make sure it's all down. So you want to be careful because this gets really, really warm. So make sure you are being really careful. Don't burn yourself or anything. So I'm just going to make sure. Sometimes it's actually really helpful if you take away your mat, because it holds in a lot of heat. And if you go ahead and put this on a cooler surface, it will help draw the heat out of the material and the iron-on, and it will help cool it faster. So if you're wanting to get through a project quicker, or you're just really anxious to see the final result, go ahead and set that on a cool surface, and it will go a little bit quicker for you. Okay, so this still feels warm, and it's almost to the cool side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and test a little corner to make sure it's down, and it looks really good. So we did a great job following those perfect instructions. And so now you're just going to peel away that carrier sheet or transfer sheet from the top and reveal your final project. And it's really glittery once you get it revealed. It's so pretty and cute. So now with this, it does show on the directions that you can just keep it in your little drawstring bag. If you wanted to store this in the bag, then you can just keep this little bag. I personally don't store them in the bag, but if you want to, then that is a great idea. Or you can, give it to your little kiddo, or you can store other craft supplies in it, anything you want to do. So it's yours now for fun. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and power this off. So I'm just going to turn it off. We're going to set our little project to the side, and I'm going to show you side by side the large and the medium side. Okay, so here's a little bit of a visual between the sizes. So here's the 9 by 9, and I believe this color is mint. And then here is the 10 by 12, and this is in that blue. I can't remember the name of this, but I'll link it down below. It's really pretty in person. I really like it, and I like that they're different, so that'll be really fun. It surprised my husband because he thought that I would definitely want everything to match, and I kind of surprised myself too, I'll be honest, but I thought it would be fun just to kind of have a variety of colors because it's just kind of fun to have a little something different. So this is the 9 by 9. Again, I still think this is a really, really wonderful size for projects. You are the only one who can make the decision on what size fits best for you, and they also have the 6 by 7, which is the smaller than these two. So the EasyPress 2 is honestly a really, really great addition to your craft table. I honestly really love it. It really simplified iron-on and HTV. It just made everything so much easier. It made my projects way more successful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing and it gave you a little bit better of an understanding if you're new to the EasyPress 2. And again, leave me a comment. Tell me what your favorite color is, if you have one or not, what your wish list would be, and let me know how you guys are doing in the comments. And I hope to see you all in the next video. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.